All right, we're here with Georgia Tech volleyball with Coach. Good win against Duke, 3-1. Just taking back to that performance and what you saw positive from the team to earn that victory.
Yeah, I mean, I think we played with a lot of energy, good confidence. We're able to be aggressive in all sides of the game, defensively, serving, attacking, blocking. So, I mean, I think that was a game that we really needed it. I think that it felt good to be playing with that aggressiveness and just had that kind of energy again. And so I was really proud of them to be able to do that at Duke. It's not an easy thing to do.
Won some close sets as well.
Yeah.
What was the difference in this matchup, being able to close those 3 to 5 point differences and not converting them earlier in ACC play, but then getting them against Duke?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was just a mindset. I mean, we were in there and we didn't want to leave that gym without a win. So we were making plays. We were putting some pressure on them, but people were stepping up when they needed to step up, and we were helping each other out and just kind of raising the level in the gym. So it was a great team win.
Got a strong double-double from Mikaila Dowd.
Yeah.
Talk about her two-way play, and she talked about specifically taking pride in her backline play. And that's something that the coaching staff has really worked on her on, and also her blocking.
Yes.
We'll start with her, just overall getting a double-double from her.
Yeah, I mean, she's a player that's just she keeps getting better and better. She's super young in her career. The ceiling is super high for her. There's a lot for her to learn. But she really puts in the work. She wants to get better. I think that she's learning to become more and more confident with every side of her game. And she understands the things that she needs to get better at. She takes the time to work on it, get better. She's invested, so it's really just a fun kid to coach. I mean, she's really eager to find out how far she can go, and it's exciting to have people like that in the gym because they always want more and they want to learn and they learn quick, and it's really cool to just see that development and how far she has grown from the first few matches to now. It's really exciting.
And she also took pride in having 2 blocks, and that was
Yes.
something that she says that you're working on her quite a bit on as
Yeah.
well. But discuss outsides and middles as well, the younger ones, especially like freshmen like her.
Yeah.
Is it defensively, is the adjustment more difficult being on the back line and having to deal with getting digs, or is it being up front and being able to read offenses to get in a good block position?
Yeah, I mean, I think blocking is definitely a higher level skill that you just don't get exposed to it in your younger ages. I mean, the game's a little slower. You also have less hitters to stop and worry about when you play other teams, and so it's not something where you got to do this and you got to do this. So you have more than just it's more than just that one-dimensional job. I mean, they got 2 or 3 different things that they need to be doing as blockers. It's the setter front row, the setter back row. Do I jump with the setter? I mean, there's a lot of decisions that need to be made in a very short period of time, and that only comes with experience, and that's definitely a skill that we see getting better in our young players. Is they're just understanding it a little more, reading the game better, understanding situations better, and definitely positioning themselves better when it comes to lining up, putting themselves in certain directions that helps them be a little more effective with the block.
Is it tougher to hide who struggles outside or middle that struggles defensively? Is it tougher to hide them when they're in the back or in the front? Is there a ways you can kind of try to rotate them out? Because there's so many rules with how many times they can come in and out and things like that.
Yeah, no, it's tough. I mean, you can't have it all. So if you need to have somebody in there, they're performing offensively, but they're not at the blocking level that they need to be at right now, then you have to choose. You can't have both. I think that we have a lot of our players where their offensive game is not as far to the defensive game, and vice versa. And so as they continue to grow and develop, that's kind of what they want to develop into. Is they want to be a threat and respected on both sides of the game, defensively and offensively.
You also got a double-double from Matti and with assist and digs. Yeah. She's a freshman as well.
Yeah.
Discuss just her development in ACC play and really running your offense, setting up that many offensive opportunities for you.
She's doing a great job. I mean, she's getting out there. She's getting more and more comfortable. She ran a 5-1 that whole match, and so it was a lot of responsibility on her hands. But she's been doing a great job just trying to adjust to what Claudia is teaching her. What are some of the concepts that that we want to use in our offense, but also how important she is and her job defensively, and having been bought into that at all times, and also not be a weakness back there when she's there. And so she's taking pride in that side of the game too. I think it's another side of the game that gets overlooked a little bit when you're in the younger youth ages. And so now they come to college and it's like, no, we got people that really, hit some hard balls over that way, and then you're a vital part of our defense as well. And they're starting to buy into that, understand that a little bit more. And as the game progressed, she kept getting better and better at that. And hopefully that's something that she continues to carry on now for the rest of the season.
At the midway point of ACC play, where do you assess the team right now? And are you seeing improvements in conference play and things you can kind of build on towards the second half?
For sure. I mean, I think that we have, gotten better at certain things. I mean, I think that consistently as a group, as a unit, we haven't all showed up at the same time. And I think that the ACC kind of exposed that, we have to be at our best at all times. Our margin for error right now is really, really small. And so we have to be at our best at all times. And I think that that's one of the challenges is you don't get too many second chances. You don't get a chance to redo it over. So, it's at that time and you got to perform. And so it's been a little bit of an adjustment. But I think that overall we have had very good energy. I think that we have very good unit with the group. And I think that we know the level that we can play at, and we haven't settled because we haven't seen that as often as we would like. And so we're putting in the work to make sure that we get that day in and day out when we step up and we compete. And I think that the Duke match was a great, just kind of getting over a little hump, I think, mentally and as a group of, yes, we're a good team. Here are some of the things we can do, and let's continue to build on that performance. So I'm looking forward for the second half here.
Now you head on the road head to Florida, and you start for Florida State.
Yeah.
Strong offensive team, I think second in the conference in hitting percentage. How do you prepare for that? A team that is very accurate, on that side of the court.
I think we just gotta, and that's something that we talk about. It's good volleyball. You should want to play those teams. That was the reason why you chose to come to the ACC. It was that you got challenged, and it was that you had to do things that were required of you that were gonna make you grow and get better. Playing a team like Florida State, we're gonna have to serve tough. If they're in system, they're going to be hard to defend. It's the whole front row. All their hitters are over 6'2". So they're a big team. They're a physical team. They always have been. But I think that our defense is getting better. Our serving is getting better. So I think that we can be a team that can really put some pressure on their hitters defensively and really make them uncomfortable, and then see what happens.
And then Miami, I know you go game by game or match by match. But I saw a stat with them that they're first in conference in aces. Uh-huh. How do you defend against that? Is that a different dynamic, having a team that's so successful and not only getting aces, but at least getting their offense going?
No, I think that we just got to understand that we're going to see some challenges from, the serve-receive side of the game. We expect them to be a strong serving team. They have always been a strong team in our conference. They have very talented players, great coaching staff. So they're going to perform well. So again, it's just embracing just the level of the ACC, embracing having to step up and play some good volleyball, and that's actually something that's really exciting. We're going to have to, again, play really well and play, max out on everybody together as a team in order to compete well against these teams on the road. And that makes our team have to grow up fast. We're right now, starting, out of our 7 kids, 5 of them are the first time on the court. And Ferk actually is first time playing the role that she's playing. So technically, Cody is the only one that has had a little bit of the experience. So, we just got to go out there and play, do the things that we do every day here at O'Keefe. We got to bring that player with us on the road, and we'll be fine. We'll be able to compete against anybody in the country and anybody in our conference. And so if we play with the kind of confidence that we did in Duke, I think that it's going to be a fun weekend for us.